Access controls aren't always as black and white as does it exist or does it not exist. I keep using the word nuances, and there are nuances in the way access controls are implemented. I want to give you an example of that. I'm presently logged in. I'm going to go over to the leaderboard, and I'm going to choose the Pagani. Now let's go and vote. Now before I vote, I'm going to open Fiddler again, and I want to actually do the same demo I did in the module on parameter tampering, but with a twist. So I'm going to jump over to Fiddler. We can see down the bottom left-hand corner it's capturing. I'm going to switch back to the browser. I'm going to snap it over to the right so we can see when this request goes through. I'll give it a quick comment. Vote. There's the request in Fiddler on the left. Now let's jump over to Fiddler and stop it capturing. Now let's repeat what I did in that parameter tampering module. I'm going to jump up to the composer. I'm going to drag over that vote I just made, and I'm going to go down and change the user ID to number 10. Let's now send that request back. We'll jump back to the browser. I'm going to give it a refresh. And sure enough, now we have Nico Rosberg also saying nice. Now that's the exact demo we saw before. Let's now add a little bit of a twist. I'm going to go back to Fiddler again. Now you'll see the two requests off to the left side of the screen. The first one when I voted correctly in the browser under my own identity. The second one when I changed the user ID to Nico's. We've got two 201 results, so that's an HTTP created. That's an appropriate semantic HTTP response for when the request creates a resource within the app. Now here's the nuance in this one. I was authenticated on both these requests, and my authenticated state was persisted by a cookie. We can go up to the request header, scroll down to the bottom and see that auth cookie just here. Let's now try this. Let's remove the auth cookie. That's now gone. Let's now execute the request again. Now have a look at this. I've now got an HTTP 500 response. The request has failed when we're not authenticated. So there's actually a control in the app that says you must be authenticated to vote. But the nuance is that it's an insufficient access control. It's making sure you're authenticated, but it's not making sure that you are actually the person whose user ID is in the request body. This is a very typical deficiency within access controls, and it's typically seen when there are edge cases in the implementation. So you'll find cases just like this, where multiple users should be able to access a resource, but depending on their identity or their access level, they should be able to do different things. Ensuring all those edge cases are met can be hard work. And that's what I said right up front of this module in the overview. Access controls can be complex. They're also hard to identify via automated tools because they're very dependent on business logic. So for you as an ethical hacker, one thing you want to do is understand very, very carefully what the business rules for a particular resource are, and then go through and see if they're implemented properly. Check all those edge cases, because you will often find cases like this, where the access control is partly implemented, but it's ultimately insufficient. Let's move on and take a look at one more thing before we wrap up the module, and that's escalation of privilege.